Well, greetings, dear ones. We are very pleased, as always, to have this time to speak with you today. And so we are looking at what you might call a general consensus energy. And so each country right now, each nation on Earth, including the indigenous nations, is carrying its own group energy of the collective of vibrations. And so, for instance, in Great Britain, they're very unhappy about what has been presented to them in the news and by researchers about a certain royal. And in the US, there are many people upset about the SNAP or food stamp benefits ending as of November 1st, and the Congress seemingly taking quite a long vacation, and different things happening. People losing jobs and healthcare becoming suddenly more expensive in January unless someone acts quickly, and so on. And there's also a general feeling of chaos. At the Gaza Strip, of course, people are still struggling with the fact that people are still being indiscriminately ended. And many parts of the world, the Ukraine, etc., and other parts of the world, are feeling the weight of military presence and very dark deeds happening. And we could name many, many countries going through a lot right now that is very hard for them, very painful. But we don't want you so much in this moment to concentrate and focus on the negative. We want you very much to realize that your soul is still all powerful and very beautiful, very creative, very much able to create the situations that you desire for yourself and for the world. But of course you cannot get there if you're feeling very low, if you're feeling angry, if you're in fear, frustration, aggravation, and just wanting to sort of march into one person's home or office or another, or one body of government or another, and declare, all right, all of you crooks, we're all going to put you behind bars now, and we will see you on some day of judgment. And, it may help, in fact, to bring in that blue ray of divine justice and to leave things to the universe and to everybody's higher self, everyone's soul and everyone's divine self, rather than taking on the heaviness of these days, which is considerable. What you're experiencing on the planet is the disruption and upheaval of a ton of higher light, and it's not because that came in to upset everybody. The disruption doesn't come so much from the higher light as the old power structure's response and reaction to it. And so they've got to create turmoil to try to keep everyone's spirits low. In other words, to keep your frequency, your whole vibration very low. And then they can work more easily in that kind of an environment to try to continue as they have for thousands of years, ruling the planet, treating the planet as a slave colony, and nothing more in terms of individual freedom and prosperity and the feeling of always being provided for. They don't want anyone to have that except for themselves, and they've fixed it so that those situations don't even really work out for them an awful lot of the time. Now, you are being lied to on many levels. You're aware of that, being told that this person or that ended things in terms of their earth life in a jail cell, and so they are no more, when in fact they are still around, just secretly hidden, and also being told, oh, this person likewise, ended it, and in fact, no. That was not their choice. That was put upon them. And you can probably work out who we're talking about. Other people appear to be okay, and you're basic sort of human, even if they're drunk with power, not very bright, suffering from dementia, what have you, as in the case of certain leaders in the Western world. And in fact, no, they left quite some time ago. They were put away quite some time ago, and what you see is either a clone, which is used as a puppet, or a solid hologram. Now, that kind of desperation that the old crowd would have to employ puppets, as they have for centuries, but particularly now, when the crystalline energy grid is awakened, and there are even new crystals forming in the etheric and physically on the earth, and there's whole new levels of awakening on the earth for the earth population, and even the environment, the natural environment of plants and trees, mountains, rivers, animals. These too are moving up in vibration. And the kind of destruction you're seeing now is the result of pure desperation on the part of those who used to be in charge, quote unquote. They knew that their time was limited, but they decided to act as if it could go on forever. So we would say two things. Realize they're only behaving this badly because they know they're on their way out, and they would love to go out with a bang, as it were, and they will be facing divine justice. And many are simply saying divine justice here, now, wherever they are in the world, or they extend that to the whole planet, bathing the planet in that beautiful blue ray of divine justice, as well as the transmuting violet fire of Saint Germain. And others are concentrating and saying divine peace is here now. We give thanks. And that is the only reality I will permit in my consciousness and in my emotions, because I'm not going to play their very low vibrational game, chock full of traps, to hold me and other light bringers in a very low vibration of hopelessness or anger or what have you. You'll see many now determining this. Coming out of reaction, coming out of feelings of hopelessness, coming out of feelings of having been betrayed or abandoned by the universe. If you need to get angry every now and then, that's all right. Talk to your spirit team. Let that anger out, but then return to this peaceful place of realizing, look, we can all move above this. And this beautiful show of strength and solidarity, which one saw with the No Kings protest not long ago, where there were 7 million people at least who gathered on the city streets to demonstrate. We will not be put under the thumb of a supposed self-proclaimed sovereign king-like person. And supposedly this was political or social, this expression. And in fact, it went much, much deeper. It went to the point of these still ones claiming their soul power and realizing we determine our own reality on this planet. That's what it was. And that's why it upset certain people on the extreme right, one might say. And really, it's not down to left or right. It's down to this realization that each person is, in the final sense and in the biggest, most important sense, already a free and sovereign individual. There can be no one who stands above you. That is a temporary situation, or somebody putting on the costume and makeup and the fake hat or what have you, and standing and pretending to be over you because they're your boss at work, or they're your U.S. senator, or they're your king or queen or what have you. All of this is role-playing, dear ones. You know that. You've all had your time of being in a position of quote-unquote power on the earth plane. And many of you now have, particularly those of you listening to this, listening to us speak now, you have put aside all such pretenses. You now laugh when you think of the costume and the role that you played on that particular stage, in that particular time upon the earth. You've all lived many lives and had many experiences, and this particular experience you're having now must be, for most of you, the most important one. Because you live in an era in which the earth is moving into fifth density. It's releasing third dimensional forms. And yes, there are going to be people who are very unhappy about that, but that is their decision. Whatever destructive acts they take, keep in mind that those who were facing that destruction came in on a soul level knowing what was going to happen once they arrived on the earth. Do not doubt or disrespect their path by feeling horrified for them. Lend them what strength you can. Put them in that beautiful, cool violet flame. Put them in the emerald green ray. Offer them the rose ray of divine love. Certainly you can send contributions to different organizations that feed people who are in distress, natural disasters, or these food stamps ending. The food banks are most assuredly stretched and will be all the more so. So do what you can to assist others, Del One, but do it to add to their prosperity and their wellness, not out of pity, not out of panic for them. Affirm inwardly, all is well, dear ones, all is well, friends who are relatives. I hold you in the higher energies of love, and the crystalline energies awakening all over this planet are sending you higher light, and you are creating solutions, each of you. We say this to you, and we encourage you to say this to them, that crystalline light, the beautiful gold frequencies coming in, and all of the strength that they represent, all of the creative power they represent, they are lifting you at every moment to higher levels, and you will, and you are creating miracles in this moment. All is well. You and your family will be fed. You will find new work. You will come out of fear if you're experiencing that. And it's up to you, dear ones. Keep your own house in order, where you're not giving way to fear or rage or upset or aggravation. If that happens, you can express it, but then come back to places of calm and simply do whatever restores you. Being out in nature, listening to beautiful music, meditating, speak to your spirit team or journal, write to them and tell them, I absolutely call forth and require your assistance at this time to keep me in a higher level of vibration so I don't give way to sadness or shock, whether for myself or others. We will carry one another through this time and into the time of NESARA's enactment, and into the time of fifth density, wherein this earth is experiencing the energies she knew once and shall know again. And so we send much love and flow energies of support and kindness to all of you, dear ones. Support and great love, celebrating your power, celebrating your co-creative abilities, and refusing to feel sorry, refusing to feel that, you're all in a terrible place. You're in a beautiful place. It's just that the beauty hasn't yet fully expressed itself. And yet that time is arriving, even as we speak. So we send many blessings and much love, dear ones. So pleased and so honored to have any time with you. Namaste.